Okay, so welcome. This is the Chapter 1 review. All the answers are already on the answer key, but this is just helping you go over them. Okay, here we go. Make sure you've got a reference table and a calculator. Which volume measurement is expressed in 4 sig figs? So this first one, a number greater than 1 with a decimal place. This is 3. Whoops. This is 3 sig figs. This is a number greater than 1 without a decimal place, so we're going to move from right to left, so those are only 2. This is a number greater than 1 with a decimal place, that's 3, and this is 4, so we're going to be choice B. A centimeter is 0.01 meters. This measurement can also be expressed. Okay, so we need to put that in scientific notation. So we're going to go 1, 2 spots, so we're going to be down to those. So the question is, which of those represents a number that is less than 1? That would be a negative exponent. The sun is approximately 141 million kilometers from the Earth. What is it in psi notation? So 3, 6, 7, 8. There it is. What is the temperature? So let's look at the scale. So here's 10, here's 15. So each of those is worth 1 degree. So this is 11, 12, 13. 13, well, 2 of those are in the 13th. But if you see that these are all going to the ones place, we can only go 1 digit beyond that, which would be the 10th place. So it would have to be B. Cannot go 2 decimal places. What is the quotient of 8.01 grams divided by 3.127 grams? Express the proper number of sig figs. 8.01 divided by 3.127, 2.5615, etc. So this has 3 sig figs and this has 4 sig figs. So you have to have the smallest number of sig figs available. So that would be 3. So here are my 3. Is that 1 enough to round that up? No. So it's simply 2.56. The diameter through the equator of Jupiter is about, well, that. I think there should be another boop. What is this in scientific notation? Okay, so 3, 6, 9. 10 to the 9th. Okay, so now, which is correct? 1.43, because that coefficient always has to be between 1 and 10. Almost 10, 9.99. A student intended to make a salt solution with a concentration of 10 grams of solute per liter of solution. When the student's solution was analyzed, it was found to contain 8.90 grams of solute per liter. What is the percent error? So remember, the formula for percent error is on reference table T. It doesn't really matter how you subtract, so you can take absolute value, it's going to be positive, divided by the actual, multiplied by 100. It's on reference table T. So the student had 10, and it actually had 8 point, oh no, excuse me. The student wanted to make 10. This would be our actual, but this is what it was. So, let's see. Hold on, even I have to read it for a second. Yeah, so 10 minus 8.9 is 1.1 divided by what it should have had, which is 10, times 100, which is 11. When measuring the distance between Atlanta to New York City, which would be the best unit of measurement? That's a pretty far distance. Kilometer. Which laboratory glassware is shown in the diagram below? We've gone over that. That's B, Erlenmeyer flask. Removing a crucible from a ring stand. So we're down to the tongs. Crucible tongs are A. Our moon averages blah, blah, blah. So in scientific notation, going to the standard form, so 3.8 times 10 to the third. So that's 1, 2, 3. But be careful here. This is 3,800 kilometers, and they want meters. So our conversion factor is 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So you take 3,800 times 1,000, and it is 3,800,000, which is D. That's the tricky part. A lot of times students just leave it as this, but they were looking for meters. Reading the graduated cylinder. This is on one of our daily quizzes, I think. This is 35, right in the center. Choice A. What is the standard SI unit of length? Length. So the standard is without any prefixes. So meter. Express that in SI notation. That would be 3, 4, so to the 4th. But is it positive or is it negative? Well, this is a number larger than 1, so it's going to have positive. Why is it advisable to use tongs when taking a crucible off a Bunsen burner? Gee, it's really hot. It prevents the crucible from breaking. There's something better. Yeah, it's too hot. Which is not a safe lab procedure? Wearing goggles. That is safe. Wafting. That is safe. Pouring chemicals down the drain. That is not safe. Cleaning equipment. That's safe. So 200 joules to kilojoules. So 200, point for the sig figs. Put it over 1 if you want. Our conversion factor. So we seek kilojoules. We know joules. Sorry, I'm running over that. So in 1 kilojoule, there are 1,000 joules. So 200 divided by 1,000. 0.2. So now we need to figure out. So if my calculator gave me this and I need 3 sig figs, I'll have those 2 there. So that would be choice C. Balance. So 5.5. Yeah, that's easy. All right, percent error. Student calculated this, so that's got to be with mistakes. The actual is 14.7. So 14.7 minus 14.2, it's embarrassing that I used a calculator, is 0.5, divided by your actual, which is 14.7 times 100. They're not even asking you to solve it. It's right here. 545. I know that right off the top. So it looks like these are going by 0.1s. So 5.2, but you got to go one beyond, so it's choice C. The volume of fruit juice in a bottle would be liters. Foot is not metric. It would be length, though. Degree is temperature, and gram is mass. How many centigrams are in 1 kilogram? Centi, look on the front of the reference table, table C. Centi means 100 times smaller, so centigrams. Let's just do it out. 1 centigram. We got to go to the base unit, so there are 100 centigrams in 1 gram. And then, let's see. Oh, oops, kilogram. Hold on a second. Let me go back. So 1 kilogram is what we're starting from. And now we need to go backwards. In 1 kilogram, there is 1,000 grams. Go to the base unit. And then in 1 gram, there are 100 centigrams. Those go away, those go away. So 1 times 1,000 times 100 gives me 100,000. D. What is the product of those? 2.324 times 1.11 is 2.57964. Ooh, that's not right. Sig figs, though. So this is what my calculator gave me. But I need to have 3 sig figs. So this 9 is going to round that up to an 8. So it is choice A, final answer. Read the thermometer. Looks like the scale is going up by 1 whole degree. So we can go 1 beyond, which is to the 10th. So it looks like 4.3 is our choice. Choice B. The measurement, 0.41006 grams, rounded to 3 sig figs. Okay, so that's 0.410. The 0 cannot round that up, so 0.410. 1 kilojoule. Kilojoules to joules. So use reference table C if you need to, and 1 kilojoule, not gram, sorry, joule, 1,000 joules. So multiply by 1,000, so D. Which is a crucible. It's one of our first things we talked about. All right, so we need to look for the scale here. It looks like each of these lines are worth 1 milliliter, which means we can go one beyond, which is the tenths. So 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. So 75.7. And that's all we can do. We can't go 2 decimal places. So we're adding. The trick with adding, not really a trick, just the rule, is you have to round to the fewest number of total decimal places. 375.66 plus 5400. Okay. 5797.892. But I need 1 decimal place. This rounds this up to a 9. So what should I see? And 30, what is the product? So 52.6 times 1.214. 63.8564. So we want 3 sig figs versus 4. So 3 sig figs are here. That rounds that up to a 9. So part B. Okay. Then I wanted to show you the last page. So there's a lot here. So the first thing you should always do is the game plan. So if you start with centimeters and you need to go to miles, break it down or build it up into smaller increments. So centimeters can go to inches, can go to feet, can go to miles. Some of these, conversion factors you'll be given. Some of them I expect you to know. But you always have to cross out what you don't want. So 1 inch is to 2.54 centimeters. 1 foot is 12 inches. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Do the division. This has 4 sig figs. You should have 4 sig figs in your final answer. Going from feet to millimeters, we need to go down. So we need to jump from the American units to the metric. So feet to inches, inches to centimeters, centimeters to millimeters. Don't forget you could use table C if you need that one. I expect you to know that one. I could give you that one. So then you want 3 sig figs in your final answer. Milliliters to gallons. So you need to go from milliliters to liters, and then from the metric to the imperial unit here. 2 sig figs in our final answer. 67 to minutes. So it's going to be years. So years to days to hours to minutes. If you want to go 0.25, you're going to get a little bit different, but it might all come out in the wash when we round to 2 sig figs. And finally, pounds to grams. We need to go from the pounds to the metric unit, 2.2 pounds. This is lbs. And then you use table C if you need to go the conversion between, is it C? No, I think it might be, it is C, metric, and I don't have it in front of me. And then you would need to round to 2 sig figs, and that's the tricky part when you don't use sign notation. You would have to put this line over that first 0 to make it significant. All right, hope that helps. If not, please chat with me. Thanks.